That's kind of a pitiful looking tank when you just looked at it from that view. You can see a little bit of some fast egg layers in there, um, but it's really an axolotl tank. There's a big pretty pair of the natural type in there, so I am just rambling a few minutes to let some people come in. I may have started 1 minute early, and I saw we had a live stream going when I came online, but I didn't see it scheduled. Um, so I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, we get a couple people in. I'll turn the camera around and look at me. Someone came and left, so I don't blame them looking at that stream. It's probably somebody bored at home and surfing live streams. So let's see here what we can do. And that picture's not any better. Not any better, is it? Hey Pam, hello, hello. Seems like you are first and you're all the way over in Laramie. It seems like notifications are slow to go out. Had one person come in and leave. They're probably just getting notifications and checking out streams. So, hey Sandy, how are you doing? Hey Toronto, good to see you both. Our Canadians there, two of them. We've got a lot of Canadian fish keepers. A lot of Hey Aqua Balls, how are you doing? I wanted to ask you, and I'm thinking about it, if you don't mind, it's a personal question. Hey Dragon Lair, Aqua Balls, I see a couple people call you George, George, but I was thinking your name was George, Jorge, but it doesn't matter, does it? But I wanted to be sure that is your name before I started calling you that, so. Hey Sherry, welcome. Welcome. We're starting to get our, hey Guppy Guru, we're starting to get our usual group in here now. Bob, I have to yell at my new employer on the phone. I'm pissed. I'll be right back when I've lost my voice. All right, Jason, take your time. I know how that is. Dragon Lair, you asked me about sending some bamboo. Hey Select Pet, and welcome. Great to have you. Hey Lefty. Oh, you had never seen my face, Lefty? All right. Well, sometimes it's better not to, as you can see. And the accent and the low volume. I tend to mumble and have an accent. So if you can hear me or understand me, just ask me to repeat. I'll be glad to. Hey, Maria. It's Keyvork or George. You can call me any of those. Well, I'll stick to George. I'll stick to George then. Anyway, Dragon Lair, you were talking about sending some black bamboo, I think. And I think I stepped in the middle of a conversation you were having with whoever stream that was, and they said they couldn't take it or didn't have a place, or, hey Muppet, hey Cody-san, welcome. Um, and then you asked me if I'd like to have it. I got the impression you were going to go ahead and get some anyway, but don't make a special effort for me. Don't do that. So, yes, I would love to have some between me and my neighbors up in the woods, but that may be why you asked me. I may have remarked that, but I did write down a couple things to talk about today. Hey Candy, welcome. Good to see you. To see you and Select Pet are like-minded. Hey Melvin, always great to see you. Always great to see you and be in streams with you, especially mine. I've got a pretty short agenda today, and yeah, I did say agenda, I know. Pam probably passed out, and Candy, and anybody that knows me, but it's taking over you. Oh, you have to dig it up. Yeah, I'll send it over. I'll pay the shipping, and I'll pay you for it, too. Happy to. Love to have it. Anything we can help you out. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. We have a great group of people, I have to say that. A great group. Food, I'll be back. You still listen, you take such good care of your rodents. He's shown that before on his channel, mulch down. Ah, are you not working on pond, are you, Candy, or just plants? And is that an off day today or lunchtime? I need to know. It's my business. I have to keep up with that. I might move that camera up. Let me try. Hey, Matt, welcome. We're just still saying hellos. Looks like there are about, it says 19 people in here. Outside it's gorgeous. Is it? It's been raining and storming here, and I was gonna try to live stream outside because the storm was so pretty. It's just a drizzle now. I'm looking out the window. There's just a drizzle now, and yeah, I've got some, but I want more for that pond out there. I'm about to get off my fat honey and start working on that. Oh, look at Candy. She's got a computer outside so she can do her work out there and still work. You go, girl. We know one of her secrets now. Know one of her secrets. I used to keep my iPad like that, and I'd find it outside, but I gave it away. Somebody mentioned they'd like to have one, and I hadn't used it in a year. Now I would use it all the time. It's been about 30, wow. One more day and it'll be biblical. Select. Select, do you go by a first name? I want to say it's John, but I always hate to call out names unless people are doing it. Hey, Tiffany. We know Tiffany's name. Welcome. And Sandy's. There's Chewy. Are you kidding? Serious? Mm-hmm. That's scary though, Select. That is a little bit scary. Like, yeah, it's a blue. I love blue. They used to kid me and say there are no blue flowers when I was little, and I'm like, there are all kinds of blue flowers. All kinds of blue flowers. But it looks like we got over 20 people here, and we've been going 7, 8 minutes, something like that. The first couple minutes, I don't think notifications were getting out, so I was kind of rambling to myself. And somebody came in that didn't say anything and left, but I had the camera turned around on that pitiful looking axolotl tank. But on there, I haven't figured out how to work it. Okay, we'll just call you Select. No problem. Now, everybody here don't run out and, no, I'm teasing. Anyway, I was just saying that I had done a little agenda. Oh, dear God, I wrote it on some, the hellos, the shout outs. And the first one I wanted to mention is Brandon. We really, really need to get Brandon is so close. I haven't looked today, and I should. That's laziness. No, it's trying to do too many things at once, too. Now we know Candy. Uh-oh, Candy knows. I see real candy and fish and all kinds of things going to the Overhole's house. Yeah, I know. Common names with people. And another thing, James, Fishing Fever made a good point one time in a stream, but that I don't follow it generally. If I call you by your Select Pet, it's because I'm not sure what your name is, or you haven't told me it's okay to call me your given name. But for new people in a stream, when you're saying Sissy and Candy and Bobo, and they have no idea who it is, so it kind of leaves them out of the clique, the inside group. So that's a really good point that James made. And oh, I know, Pam. None of them that you can put on the screen, though. None of them that you can put on the screen, please. I'm trying to keep this a PG stream today. I forgot to mention that. Thanks, James. There's James. Say the name. I'm trying to think of what the... I've forgotten part of my catechism. I think I'm not in that clique. Well, you know my name. Candy, you know everybody's name. Anyway, see, I called Fishing Fever James, I think, just then. Great point. And I called Wyoming Adventure Sheila, even though she's on her 7th name now. No, it's her 2nd one. Did you see Mr. B at 991? No, when I get on here, I can't do anything. Uh, I don't know if you heard, James, but I was saying that I'm calling people by first names, and that you'd made the point once in a stream, your live stream, that it was a good thing to use people's screen names, channel names, because new people might be put off a little bit by not knowing who Bobo and Jimbo and all of that is. But the other side is, if you don't have some new people in there, I think it's okay to do it, but that requires some watchfulness and discretion. There's Select, who we shan't say his full name. Chewy, I'd like to know Chewy's name. Here goes Dragon Lair and Chewy talking about, I'll have to go back and watch that because I only get one message at a time with this in landscape mode. No, he's not. He's not. Now what have I started? Blackie started calling somebody Jimbo, and then not long after that, because I said, how come I can't be Bobo? So now I'm Bobo to a lot of people, and I don't mind it at all. The fact that it's endearing, kind of. It's a term of endearment. It's not meant mean. So I don't. It's just so you call. What's the old saying? Just so you call me at supper. That's fine. But anyway, Brandon only needs 9 more subscribers. And surely there are 4 people in here that haven't subscribed to Brandon. I don't know, but he's got a very, Bob Exotic, that's between you and me, Patrick, because we'd have to go into details, and we can't do that. So if there's anyone that might consider taking a look at Unity, there you go. Thank you, Candy. And Jimbo James, all sorts of names unfit for YouTube. Well, that's true. We've all got some, I think. Take a look at Brandon and see if you think you might want to sub to his channel. Me either, Candy. Hey, Chevy Fish, welcome. We're doing a couple of shout outs here, and then going to go on. I actually made a little short agenda. Don't expect it every week, because you know I'm too forgetful to do that. It's just a little prepared. Did you? Thank you, Sheila. And guys, speaking of shout outs, Sheila at Wyoming Adventures, she has fish, she has birds, and like a lot of us, she actually talks to her pets and spends time with them and shares procedures and things. And you guys know I've been wanting a bird for a long time, and then the lolly bird that I had been visiting passed away unexpectedly, so I never could find anybody I wanted after that, or anybody I was interested in, until James and Ed, Chattanooga Ed and I were back to that store. I wouldn't say it if it weren't true, Sheila, and they know I wouldn't. We were back to that store and a couple other stores day before yesterday, Monday. Had a great time, and I'm not sure I thanked you guys at the end of the day for that. If I didn't, I really appreciate that, and it was really good after being housed up for so long to get out with people and go around. And James and I and Ed are already planning to go to Atlanta. Ed and I have done that before. So anyway, just check Bob. I already gave him a good. Thank you. So he's almost there, and I think his watch time needs, yeah, it does, because I've been playing his playlist at night. He's got a fish one and another one that I don't play. So he needs some watch time. Another one, I just have 3. Another one is Sand Creek Aquatics, Nathan. I think probably everybody in here knows Nathan, but if not, check out his channel. He's in the process of enlarging and making a bigger fish room, and he's been working on that as it takes for a while now, but he's coming to an end in that pretty soon. So he's had to have some construction done, and that's been on pause for the COVID stuff. And thank you, Sandy. Oh, Candy. I didn't sleep much last night, guys, but it's just old age, really. Can't blame it on sleep. Thank you, Sandy. Oh, yeah, I meant to say thank you, Sandy, too, not Candy. Oh, okay, you're in Alabama, right? But Sand Creek, back to him. Hey, Chattanooga Ed, there's more trouble coming in right there. Uh, Sand Creek also has a reptile. He has a snake, a cool snake, and again, he spends time with his pets, and you'll see the snake sometimes on the screen. But yeah, he needs, I think he just celebrated his 250th sub, so he needs some subscribers, and we need to look at getting him to 300. You know, when you're going through the numbers, I remember doing it, and I would do 50. Once I said 100, and I thought I would die, but literally from old age before I got to the 100. But so I usually set 50 goals, but some people do more. Nathan's channel, who's also Sand Creek Aquatics, is coming up fast, so don't miss out on it. And he does a lot of, he has scheduled streams, but he also has, like myself, is want to do streams just on impromptu if he has a thought or something comes up he wants to talk about or something he wants to share or something that's happened, and I'm kind of the same way. So I understand that, and I love that style. Teresa, hey, also known as T. See, Candy, you said you didn't know anybody's names, and you got Teresa down to T even. Hey, Daniel, Keeping Fish, good evening. Thank you, Matt. Not a lot of people do. I really am thinking about not doing edited videos as a regular thing, but trying to get into. Part of the reason I don't is by putting my channel logo on each video and that kind of stuff. But I know it's not hard. Lots of people are doing it, and I might just do one to see if I like it. I don't think I will like putting the time in, but we'll see. Can't say you don't like something if you've never tried it, right? So check out Nathan, and he needs watch time too, obviously, but he's getting some good watch time with his streams. So if you're just in his stream, sometimes they might be 30 minutes, sometimes they might be 3 or 4 hours. He just did a 12-hour marathon to celebrate. Candy's trying to move me along. She's trying to move me along. Did you see that? Thank you, Candy. The next one is Rob93. And if you haven't seen Rob, you really are missing something there too. I tried to call Candy Sandy because it said Sand Creek below her, and I just have a second to look, and the brain, the memory, Sophia Petrillo used to say the mind. But yeah, Rob93, he's on the Wednesday night lineup, and in fact, he is coming up right after me. And this stream is always, I'm going to have some exotic dancers on here since I'm Bob Exotic, and I'll surprise you with that one night, or something similar. Exotic dancers might be hard. Sandy Overhauls, she might not like that any more than Cindy. But yeah, Rob, this is the channel, this is the stream you rest up on and get your coffee and get your feet up and all that. And then, hey Heath, welcome. And then get ready and hang on, because when you go on Rob's stream, Funk guests on there and co-hosts a lot, Aquafunk. So it is, a roller coaster ride from start to finish, and a good one. You'll really enjoy Rob93 if you have not. They have to be FishTube members, so yeah, union stuff. So yeah, Rob has a really cool channel. I'm surprised he hasn't already grown a lot bigger than he has. He does have the playlist, and I need to play his list as well. I haven't been. I've just been playing Brandon's, but it's free to play playlists and click on them, and just put it on your phone or your iPad and just walk away and let it play overnight or whatever. Do we get to use spoon jokes on Roddy and that? I don't think he's aware of the spoon thing, because a couple of times I tried that. I think I called Funk a bent spoon last week, and Funk didn't say anything back to it, and Rob just put it on the screen, and he has StreamYard or whatever and puts the comments up and stuff. His is fancy there. That sounds wonderful. And I think I have some smoked ham spam. Anyway, he might he might get the jokes if you highlight it to funk. A couple of you do. That'll really get funk going. Ooh, that might be a good hashtag. Something about spoons. Yeah. Hey, Larry D. Welcome. Welcome. Great to have you here. Their kids in their online school. I bet, Teresa. Teresa, you're in New Zealand, I want to say. Not so the stalkers can track you down. That would be determination, but I think you are. All right. I think those are the three that I wanted to shout out. But mods, as always, if you have would like to post your own link or a link to a video you want to share, or anybody else. Hey, Peter, welcome. Great to have you here. Mob Guppy's another channel that I've been following a long time, and Peter has a style quite similar to mine, except it's intellectual, sitting on the couch. And he's a little more disciplined than I am, but I always enjoy his stream and bantering with some of the people in there, like Doug Gray. He has the one and only Doug Gray show up there, the Chattanooga Ed, people like that. So check out Peter over at Mob Guppy. And he's setting up a huge guppy room right now, among other fish. He just moved, so lots to see. Well, you always say nice things, Peter. No, he's a great. I almost always learn something there, always. So. Thursday morning in Australia, I'm just heating up some water. 8:22. Must be for tea. Candy and Sandy. Okay, so I have my agenda in my hand. Did my shout outs. I was going to see if anybody wanted to see the birds. I think a couple people do because they're mentioning yeah, there we go. So Sheila does. And as I mentioned, she keeps birds. And a couple of you keep saying budgies. And some sources say that parakeets and budgies are the same. But then others say, well, they're right behind me. I can touch their cage. This is how quiet they are. They're okay, though. They eat and drink. And I've just given them some lettuce. And they're playing hard to get on that, but they're fine. I mean, they just are so quiet. Getting fit with an agenda list. No, I'm getting more forgetful, Sean. More forgetful. And this is what it looks like. I hope that's nothing pornographic. That's what it looks like. Scribbled out just before I got in the shower. Well, okay, budgie are in the parakeet family. What I had found, and I'm glad I brought it up because you obviously know, and Chewy may know something about it as well. What I'm finding from my limited research is that it's considered that budgies are those that have been bred long term in the old world. I'd love to say that. In Europe and England particularly. What have you bought now? Nothing. Total Tropical TV. Got some new fish, got some turquoise paradise fish, and we're about to go look at those in a little bit. And they're not as uncommon as I thought, but they were to me. I'd never seen them before. Bought a couple little parakeets, or budgies. That's what our discussion is about right now, and we're about to go see all that mess. Then we're going to do, I'm not even looking at the agenda. Are you impressed? We're going to do an art opening. And that's from Pam, if she's nice between here and there. If not, I have other art I can open. No, she's the only one I have to open. Oh, shoot. And that's as far as I remember on that little agenda. So what's the difference in parakeets and budgies? And I will turn this around. Wow. That's a lot in 35. You don't think I can do it, Candy? Candy's skeptical. Well, Pam, how about look over there by the. I wanted to show what's in this tank because it's such a sad-looking tank. I begin to add things as I feel like they're safe. The shade tonight. Oh, I know. Pam always picks on me, and then somehow it gets misconstrued as me picking on her. She always does. Are they? He's over here, and I bet there's nothing. Nope, it's empty. They had some jumbo bloodworms and some krill, jumbo krill sliced up into like 3 pieces each krill. But how about that? Begging at the food bowl. This tank, among others in this room, are slated for, what's today, Wednesday, water change Thursday. It looks a little clouded, but it's the stuff on the inside of the glass, primarily. The water is clear. See. Yep, that's a kitty bowl. Never a dull moment. It is blood fins and Danny-O's, and I know all about keeping fish with axolotls, and I do it anyway. This is the male, as evidenced by the kahunas, and the female has been spending more and more time in the big log, fake log. Hey Anthony, welcome. Almost didn't see Candy say that. There she is behind the algae. Ed, I had a whole tank of guppy grass in here, and it's all died except like 2 or 3 pieces. But so that's why I put the some moss in here, and some I don't know if that's Sprite or Wisteria. I say it's Wisteria, and then people tell me no, it's Sprite. So it's one of the two. That was floating in the swordtail tank, and I pulled it over here and stuck it in some dirt and put some big gravels around it, and they don't ever go in there. I was walking the dogs around the loop around the driveway, or that's where Winston goes to eat. That's all that's used for, because he and Daniel would fight, and there's where Daniel goes to eat. That's all that's used for. You said the tank looks good. Hey, Ro's been busy, guys. If you haven't checked out her video, posted last night or today, I'm telling you what, I couldn't do half of that stuff, and I know I couldn't. All budgies are parakeets, but not all parakeets are budgies. Not all parakeets are budgies. Let's talk about that a second. Sorry for people that aren't bird people. I haven't had birds since I had Rick and Pete, 2 cockatiels, and I moved them to 3 states, and finally somebody wanted them, and she was a good friend in Florida, and one of them mated with her female, and they had babies, so I let her have them. That's been 20 years ago, so they may not be alive. It's roughing it. Budger is an Aboriginal word for the species, which is native to down here in Australia. Parakeet is a generic English word for an entire group of small parrots. So that's what Chevy fish meant. Thank you, Candy. Appreciate it. Working Candy to death here, but not intentionally. I just can't remember to keep my mouth shut. Good night, Alice. I didn't see you in here, Alice. Thanks for coming in. Kentucky fights on as they charge. No. Mine said blank or I did. Yep. And I don't know who taught him to say that filth. The first time my mother heard it, she had to take nitroglycerin. Oh, I'm sorry. I just wasn't really trying to show that tank. Here they are. Here are the babies. They got them some toys. They haven't touched their lettuce. And this is actually, well, good night, Alice. Thanks again. That's actually a bath up there, I've figured out. So I'm going to take that down and put them a nest or a nest box up there. In fact, I've got a little bird outside that nothing uses, so I'm going to scrub that down good and let it sun dry to make sure it doesn't have any critters that can get on them. But they've got their little hanging things. They've got their, what is the cuddle bone? They've got that. And got a little swing, got this swing, got that swing. I like bells for birds. Only 2 left at Lolly's place that she was at. They had other things like finches and stuff, but the female is the bigger bird, the darker bird. Gosh. Hey, Marco. I'm taking pictures of my feet. Welcome. I've been subscribed to Marco for a while, and he has some really, really nice videos, so. But yeah, the female's on the right, and I asked the shopkeeper if I could name her after Lolly, and he said, well, I would be honored, and he teared up a little bit. Very, very little. It's because I did read on the lettuce, and it's got some calcium potassium, not calcium. So very little. I think it's the roughage more than anything. Oh, and I didn't get them grit. I know a bag of grit will last them longer than we can all live, but second, what? Yeah, Chewy and Marco are friends too. I've been subscribed to him a long time. Some really cool videos. And the little boy, of course, if I named the girl after Lolly, I had to name the boy after Toby. You know, that was my little paralyzed Chihuahua. And I took him to meet Lolly and held one in each arm and still was able to video them. And I'll be damned if she didn't die within the week and he died at the end of the week. Bobo Doolittle. I'll take that. I'll take that, Funk. We were talking about you earlier. It's all good. But anyway, that's little Toby there. He's a different shade of blue. He's lighter. Yep, she's dark blue, see, with black on her, and he's more grayish with light blue and white. So that's those guys. If anybody sees anything, and this is about ready to be scraped off down there, but you see where they stay all the time, right over there by the fish, and watch the fish. And I didn't want to put these in the, it was a sad week, didn't want to put these guys where I've kept this cage before because I don't trust my Tibby cat. So I squeezed it in here. There was no moving the tank or the tank over there. So I squeezed it in here. Just barely fits. But I'm hoping to move these tanks out to the living room area eventually. Getting Bumblefoot. You know, I read about that. There's a lot of information out there, and I forget this one fellow, he's a teenager, I think, or maybe in his early 20s. I can't remember his name. But he seemed to know a lot about them, and then I read it somewhere else, like in a care sheet. It said that putting the paper on there, the sanded paper, are you talking about sanded paper or just paper? And also that perch is a parrot perch, so I know that. So I got the smallest ones I could get, and I hope they'll find that much more appealing to their grip and that they'll sit up there some. But if you're talking about sanded paper that has the sandpaper like on it, they're saying that you should not put that in there because definitely. Well, you see how much more room I've got. I want to do some cross perches, not just straight across, but maybe like across those back two corners. But yeah, they didn't have them at Walmart. That's where I went shopping. So I had to be in there anyway, spreading stuff. But yeah, they say that the sanded perches have glass in them. Okay, so you're not saying those, you're saying newspaper. And I don't take the newspaper, but we literally have to recycle it at the Ark because we have so many supporters that bring us newspapers and save them. And we don't want to say no, so we share them with our vet and take them to recycling. So I'll get a box of them over there. I've got plenty of storage under here for things that dogs won't want, for birds. All right, so there's those guys, and I got to get them some of that paper, got to get them smaller perches. Oh, I am? Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'd read that, and I thought, I never knew that. I always made it, what was the little boy on there? I was his age or smaller. Will was his character, and Oh, that was my bird's name, and it was yellow, almost a solid with some green. And I always kept everything Will could have, and he was by himself. I should have got him a friend. It makes sense. Well, it's a parrot cage, and like a couple people were saying, parrot cages are smaller. I have candy. I made sure that I did. This afternoon I had some coffee again, and it's because I didn't sleep. And I had something. I ate well. Oh, I had a little boneless pork chop that I didn't even bother to warm up. They're good, like white meat chicken, they're good cold. And some little tomatoes. And have to be real careful. No, she's talking about me having those hypoglycemic episodes. I had one the other night that was, I thought I was going to go out. It's craziness. But it's my blood sugar responding to the wrong food. Anyway, hey Sharpies. I don't think I said hello to you. I've seen you in here, but pork and applesauce. Yeah, that's a good one, except it would have to be applesauce without sugar. Yeah, it's been really bad, like 4 or 5 out of the last week. When it happens is in the evening, so yeah, I'm kind of worried a little bit about doing the time slot takeover. Oh, that was a perfect segue and self-promotion into River Life's slot tomorrow evening. I'll be doing that at 10:30. And there's a thumbnail up on my community tab about that, and he made it, and he's been sharing that. So, but see how quiet these birds are? And I've had them since Monday. Today's Wednesday. I don't know. No, it's a parrot cage. See the big thing there? And then it's got these big bowls that go with it, those doors that open out. And, well, how I know for sure, I bought it in a yard sale at the Ark. Somebody donated it for $50, and I'm like, that's a couple $100 or more. See how big it is, the door. They've been good not to try to fly out. Candy, I thought I'd get that one by you. Hey, look at them. They stretch a lot. Yeah. You're not going to talk for the people? Huh? They're locally bred. Yeah, they do need smaller perches for sure. And we'll get them a couple and put them like caddy corner, we call it, across the corners, but out from the corners and up their tails don't rub. I don't know if I can get them long enough to go the way of the cross, but I'm going to get a couple to put back there. I've never seen them on their water, but obviously they're drinking it. I forgot to ask if y'all can hear my dehumidifier. Oh well, I've moved away from it now. Yeah, that is a big door. And the reason I got it was I had a squirrel that I'd rescued, and we won't get into all that. Got a fish that's got swim bladder again. And it's one of my big male barbs. I don't know why I'm showing this dirty tank, but I am. So they're all like, where's our leader? Oh, there they went. Did you hear them? There they went. Yeah. So this guy I just dropped scissors. I mean, I use those scissors for cucumber. Put cucumber on them. You believe that? But this guy has learned, he's been this way a couple weeks, so he's got to have a salt bath. So he eats anything I put in there, and what he doesn't eat goes out through the slots. So I think it's cool. Get that. He's a barb, so. No, they're not that tame. I kind of trailed off on that. They're locally raised and bred, but the Ponds and Plants get some, and that last stop or wherever we got him. See, he can ride himself up in there, but he can't in the tank. He's going after that stuff. He'll eat all of it. I just don't have a box bigger than that. Thank you, Candy. Occasionally he'll jump out of it, but I keep the glass lid closed when I'm not right here. So course, the ends are ventilated. See, he's tearing that up. This is his second meal today. All right. I have one that's a little bit bigger. You probably saw that in another video. I need to try and find that. See where I put it. It's a good idea, Marco. The reason I like this is he seems to have more control, but I haven't tried the net. So we're purposefully going up in the air, not looking at my bed. Let's see, there's eating the skeleton of something. Okay. That's one of the babies that Susan sent me. This one hasn't had babies yet. It's not a baby anymore. And I was going to show those. I may have to turn the light off. And I could have wiped this tank off, but I didn't. Should have wrote that on my agenda. Okay, I've got silver-tip tetras. You can hear the birds back there when I'm quiet, but they're really muted like they're in the next room. Silver-tip tetras, here we go. These guys have learned this big guy has the food. They look so much better than when I got them the other day. I'm worming them right now, so this tank was almost due to be wormed anyway. I keep them on a schedule. I think that fish should be wormed periodically, just like dogs and cats if they're not on monthly wormer, because they will get worms. But I can feed these guys a little bit while I put the lid back on. We'll feed them a second and then go on. This is where most of my killies, I've got them in 2 other places, but I'm about to consolidate them down. The ones that are in the other places got there by plants being moved around. So, and then the eggs going with them. Yep. Okay. That made a royal mess, but it's in there. It'll start falling down in there. We hit you too. Stop, Yazzie. I'm sitting on the bed so that he didn't want the other dog near me. What Dan is in here? I keep saying Dan, but I don't see a Dan. Let me pick this lid up. I've just got a crack made there. I wanted to just try to get the killies to come out. I love to watch those guys eat. They're all in that wood and under the plants. See if they dart out. Good storm a while ago. It's just drizzly now. Oh, Daniel Keeping Fish, sorry. I always call you Daniel. They're not coming out at all. Well, trust me, there's a bunch of the killies back there. And they're all in that wood. You might be able to see them like torpedoes. See them under there facing out right in the center. There's probably 6 or 8 right there. And then I have some Golden Wonder killies. They're all in there. So anyway, I thought this would be the best tank for these guys. Stop, Yazzie. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Ruff. You got one more rough in. You stay here with Pop. You stay with Pop, okay? We're going to go in the other room, okay? He loves that. Let's go. Get back. Now, look at that. Look at that. Uh-oh. Yazzie's in charge. Yeah, 4.5 pounds. He's telling those big dogs. You're going to go with Pop? Come on, we'll go in there. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's go. Let's go see Miss Pam's art. Come on. Just got about 15 minutes, not even that. Come on. Let's see. These guys are already lined up for supper. already. Thanks, Marco. It's a mess. And that I intended not to show, but it's just algae on the front. They had water change Monday night, a day late, but so it's cleaner than it usually is. It's just algae. There's Char, the fugu puffer, named after Diva. Never stopped begging since he got here. Is that, what kind of wood is in that tank? Oh, this one here? It's, I think it's probably old fence posts or something because it was brought in to the local fish store by his brother. He found it out when he was out hunting or fishing or something, and they cleaned it a little, and it laid in the store there for a couple of years. And when they were closing down, just getting rid of stuff. Yeah, that's true, Sharpies. I did walk by this tank though and wet my thumb and smeared, you see the smear down the front right there? Smeared some dried bloodworms off as best I could. But yeah, there's more of it out in the tub, out on the deck. Just having a lot of trouble getting it to sink. That other wood is spider wood, I guess. There are a couple of pieces that I moved over here from the tank that ruptured. So, can't believe these guys are rotten. And I think some of you, or most of you, know that I did lose the hill streams. I lost those. I think a combination of things. I think one of them might have been eaten, but then again, but I did lose them all. So I went immediately, and while I was also out with those guys the other day, picked up, no, it was when I was with Ginger Graves on Sunday in Nashville. God, I can't keep my trips straightened up. Yeah, I picked up a platinum parrot, and I picked up these in Nashville, and they're baby giant Danios. And they're all still there. They had 6 for $14.99 or some special, so I got them and put them in here in place of those 6, and they're still here. That's been since Sunday, so that tells me the one wasn't necessarily eaten. I'm just seeing 5 now, but there were 6 this morning. Yeah, the little platinums are doing pretty good. They've stopped protecting that spot they dug out over there. They still go back. There's one over there. That's one of the short bodies, and I'm not a fan of those. I mean, I'll always keep these fish, but I figured out pretty quick when they were tiny that they were short body. I like my red spotted bear. Where is she? Bear, no, where is she? Those bells. Hey, Fishy Fun 57. Well, I will try to remember, because I don't usually talk much in my streams. I'm also doing a water change on the pond right now. You can see it's raining pretty steady out there. I've got to get out with my gloves and get that poison ivy out of that large green pot. Wonder how that bamboo would do in there, Dragon Lair. I bet it would do good till it busted out of there, but I could put it in there for a season, but it might freeze. I don't know. I'll have to check out that. All right, so water change. Oh yeah, I got some water hyacinths, and they're out there. You see them kind of floating around, 3 or 4, 3 I think. So they're in there. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting the bamboo in that big pot there, but that may be too cold in the winter. I don't know. We do get some freezes every now and then. And oh, look at this. Just happens to be set up. No, I set it up when I was sitting here having that cheese. That's the other thing, Candy. I bought them out of cheese at Walmart while I was there. About 5 packs, 5 pounds of it. So here's Priscilla's beta, and that's an original, by the way. If I haven't mentioned that 5,000 times already. And then she had donated half the money for that to Project Piava. Thank you, Tibby. And there's a little corridor that she sent me, and I just love that. uh, that she just gave me. And there's my bunny that I like to keep here on the desk. Yazzie, come here. Come here. And I did take the time as well. A lot of prep for these streams, guys. A lot of prep to, you wouldn't believe how heavy this is. It's like 2 rolls of tape, but look at this. This may be the first time that she's done this, but I could split that one, and I peeped, of course. I slitted that one end and carefully, and I could get this out. I just tore the plastic on it. Retard. I don't think it's Pam. I think somebody's there and have taken over her art. You die when you see this, guys. You will die. Yeah, I just pulled it halfway out, but I've seen it and longed for it many times. And looking for Pam's name on there, but I don't have this room very well lit because the glare would be. Yeah, this one's going to be framed and put up. I'm putting it ahead of a couple others. What did you get, Maria? Is it the same guy or Pamtastic? It is Pamtastic. I pulled it up and saw that little face, and I'm like, guys, all you got to do is be a Patreon. She's got this stuff ready to give to her Patreons. Oh, okay. Cool. So this is probably not an original. Damn it. I'm teasing. It's giving that cow beer. It is. Yeah, those grubby little hands. I remember being like that, yeah. Everything but the hat when we were kids. It were the cowboy boots or went barefoot. Got 6 whole minutes. Thank you, Candy, for keeping me on schedule. This is where I meant to end up for the last. Did Jason ever get through screaming? Did he come back? And what's our hashtag going to be? Let's don't wait till the last minute. Hey, Unfiltered. Okay. Well, he must be telling him off. Really good. See you, Teresa. Thanks. And thanks for the help on the birds. I appreciate it. Please comment them on any time you see anything. Well, you know that. She's helped me a lot with the axolotls already. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. Well, he wasn't on the schedule. I didn't see him on the FishTubers notifications, so you'll be in both. Okay. Wonder if he didn't know to let Brandon know, so more people would know to come there, you know. That's one reason I try to keep up, and I just let Brandon know in comments on today's schedule that I was doing the takeover slot tomorrow. What should I do then, guys? I only have like 3 or 4 minutes. See you, Total Tropicals TV. Appreciate it. No hashtag suggestions? Oh. I'm not going to have time, Scott, to get into it. And I was going to kind of implement some changes in my format too, but I talked too long in the bedroom. I was too wordy in the bedroom. but nothing of importance, nothing that can't wait a week or a year. So I skipped it. That's how I finished on time. So I wanted to have this on at the end. That would make a great hashtag too. Pam, why are you so quiet? Are you there? I was hoping she would tell us a little about this, but I guess not. How did you do this? You got 3 minutes. Why did you do this? No, I'm putting you on the spot, sorry. Pam's shy. She's not much of a talker like that. Wow. I think I super chatted Sharpie and he went and bought some fish with it, some Apistos. That was a commit. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that framed. All right. Our hashtag's gonna be hashtag punchy art. Cattle brand. Yep, there's the link Candy's given us. It's less than 2 minutes to Rob. And our hashtag is gonna be hashtag, I said that, didn't I? Hashtag punchy art, not punchy paints, punchy art. There we go. There you go. I'll copy that and use it. All right, guys, any last comments from you guys? It seems like I've talked more than I think you had hair. I had hair at that age too. Had bangs like that boy too. It was jet black hair. Yep, and then the Beatles came along and our parents made us all get our hair cut short. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down a minute early so we can get on over those that have not already gone. And Chewy still does. Lotta Bobby, Lotta Heath. Thanks, Ed. Thank you, Sheila. Just head on over to Rob93 and use our hashtag. Thank you, Marco. Great to see you in here. God, thank you, Sandy. All the reptile people must come on at 7. I've gotten notification after notification. Bye. I gotta go. Bye.